We're here with Stu Armstrong, who's the president of the Digital Screenmedia Association, as well as the president of the North American part of Enqii, which is a software service for digital signage. And we're here, I'm so gracious of you to take a couple of minutes of your time with us. We wanted to ask you, first of all, about, everybody talks about the growth in the industry. It's been a topic we've talked about a lot in the interviews today, but that growth is not necessarily guaranteed. What are some of the challenges?
Well, the industry is a complex has a lot of complex factors. The growth of the industry is being supplied by two different areas, more than that, but let's just talk about two. One is the advertising dollars that are coming into the industry, and the other is the adoption of this technology within venues, retail venues, public venues of different types. So I think what we're sensing, and I don't have any empirical data to support this, but I can tell you at Enqii what we're experiencing, and other people that I've talked to, is that those areas are loosening up quite a bit. The advertising area, they're starting to see more dollars coming in. Last year, there was a 25% growth in digital out-of-home advertising dollars coming in. That was the largest in the industry, followed by spot TV and internet and so on. Not in absolute dollars, it's still dwarfed by those areas, but in terms of percentage growth, very respectable. In terms of the venues and their adoption, we're seeing a lot of RFPs, a lot of budgeted opportunities with retailers and venue owners that are putting this in their budget for 2011, have very viable opportunities with well thought through RFPs and bring it through a very rigorous process. So we're part of a good many of those, and we've won a good many of those early this year. So we're encouraged by that. So we're sensing that there is growth, especially coming off the recessionary years of 09 and 10, where things were a little sluggish.
Yeah, sluggish. That's a good way to put it. Now, if there's anything that you think people should be focusing on more when, like you mentioned, now we're starting to see that these things are budgeted, but from a successful standpoint, what are some things that people need to be including in their pitches when they're talking to these end users, to these people who are going to be rolling out these networks? What are some of the keywords that you use in your pitches, or your salespeople use in their pitches, that gets people thinking and gets people to choose you?
Well, you're asking me to give my secrets away. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. No, but seriously, the key is the being able to work in the ecosystem of mobile and social media and digital signage and other, touchscreen kiosks in those areas. But certainly mobile and social media is driving a lot of the use of digital signage within retail environments. For instance, at Enqii, we've just released what's called the Engage Passport, which is the ability for our system to communicate bidirectionally with the digital signage, bidirectionally with a mobile phone through QR codes, and not just drive them to a particular site, but also recognize through an app on that mobile phone who's communicating and change content dynamically based on that individual or on an aggregate of individuals within that location. That sort of immediacy brings more relevance and recency to the content on the screen, which makes it more valuable, increases the overall value proposition. So I certainly think mobile and social media content that's relevant and timely, those are all key areas.
Stu, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your insight.